It's Wednesday night, and you know what that means. Tell them, Canada Dry.
250. It's Dynamite After Dark, baby.
Woo! Let's hit the music. Boom, everybody. It's Wednesday. It's not just any ordinary Wednesday. Alas, this is the Wednesday of which we have been bestowed upon number 250. 250 episodes, and we have been entertained through every single episode. Regardless of what we've scored some of these shows in the past, we have been graced with 250.
Yeah, I'll say this. Unlike some shows,
yeah,
we were entertained every single one. We might have scored a little lower, but we're still entertained.
Oh, yeah. So, of course, I am the almighty JFB, James from Boston.
And I am the patron saint of professional wrestling. I am that gingered up, bubbly son of a bitch. I'm Canada effing Dry, damn it.
Yeah.
This guy right here. This guy right here. Let's introduce himself.
Yeah. Go for it, my man.
Welcome to WCW Nitro. I'm Tony.
Kermit the Frog?
No, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am the voice of Saturday here on the All Effing Wrestling channel. I'm the effing expert. They call me Mr. Isaacs. Hello.
Good evening, good sir. And the guy below me, one of the most evil vice presidents ever in the history of prediction wrestling. We fortunately get to call him friend, amigo, EVP Joe. How you doing, brother?
Oh, I am doing outstanding after this 2 hours of wrestling that we just watched.
Yeah.
And just to piggyback off of you saying how we're entertained on every single episode of Dynamite, I have never once watched an episode of Dynamite and said, I just wasted 2 hours of my life, unlike certain other shows. Yeah. I've literally said that before.
I mean, if you're not watching AEW by now, Caleb, Tiffany's in the house. Woo!
How you doing, Tiffany?
Why don't you finish? She's only watching for Mr. Isaacs.
Yeah, she totally.
You think so?
Oh yeah.
If you guys don't know,
maybe she's watching for you.
Maybe
she's waiting to see Fruit Cat. You never know.
Maybe Fruit Cat. Where the hell are you?
The cat should be called on demand.
If I don't have fruit, he's off looking for it.
Yeah, he's like, this idiot. He didn't get any damn grapes this week. What a loser.
Oh man.
Okay. Hey, he messaged me. Who's he?
Mr. Isaacs, you messaged her first.
I said, come check out Dynamite After Dark.
Did you slide in her DMs?
She's a cheerleader now.
I'm making Mr. Isaacs not only the expert, but now he's also our recruiter.
Yeah.
I like that.
You got to get people to come in and engage. I want to see more engagement on these shows.
Yeah. Oh, shit.
We need to be packed.
Not the bad kind of engagement.
Yeah.
We don't need 14 fake Chinese women.
Asking us what football is.
Yes. What is baseball?
What is Canada?
Who is Bret Hart? Sorry, that they're faking it from Japan.
I think
what's
after you bitched
sharpshooting
them out,
kid?
I haven't seen them back since.
I really shouldn't call them out because they're still support, I guess.
Yeah.
It's one hairy big dude in his basement.
Yeah.
Whose name is probably Phil or Bob.
I feel like he's the comic book shop owner from The Simpsons.
He's
Probably.
like, worst episode ever.
So I want to kind of kick it off. We go to our first match. It is, in fact, MJF versus Will Ospreay for the International Championship. I'm going to give a couple of notes. I really want us to dive deep into this because I think it deserves to take. It took a chunk of time for the show. I mean, it 58 minutes, 58 seconds, or 59
minutes and 58 seconds.
Wasn't it with 1 second left to spare?
It was like a second and a half or something like that.
I thought it was 3.
I always forget how in shape MJF is until he wrestles. And every time he wrestles, I'm like, God, fuck, that guy is yoked. I don't know what supplements he's taking, whether illegal or illegal, but damn, that guy's yoked. Basically MJF played, I think, a better heel than he's ever played. Now, he went back to his shenanigans, being in the crowd, throwing water, spitting on people, blah, blah, blah.
At least he didn't throw alcohol in a kid's face this time.
No.
That's true. He learned his lesson, and he learned it well. Basically, this match went. I have like an entire page dedicated of notes to this, but I want to go to Canada Dry first. Canada Dry. Let's get nitty gritty with this match.
Yeah, like it's hard to go play by play because it's an hour long match. But like the little things that are going on in this match, like the main theme I see in this match before the shenanigans, before the ring and all that, is that it's like whatever you can do, I can do better, and like you really see what MJF can do as a wrestler.
Yeah,
like you've seen him in matches with Jack Perry, you've seen him in matches with Kenny Omega,
Danielson,
but nothing like this.
Yeah,
nothing with the quite the aerial moves and backflips and landing on your feet like several times. 2 AJ style clashes.
Yeah,
one off the top ropes, one on the hardest part of the ring, the ring apron. This, what can you say? But this is probably one of the greatest Dynamite matches of all time.
Yeah, Mr. Isaacs.
Yeah, it's definitely a great match for sure. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that, hey, guys, do you remember that 18th pin attempt? And what happened during that sequence of events?
Yeah.
It was a damn good match. And here's what I like about MJF. MJF works a high octane style with the kind of guys who do that, but without actually doing the same shit. But he makes it look good. Like, he looks like he's moving super fast defensively, but he's not doing a bunch of flippy stuff himself.
Yeah.
So it's like he kind of maintains that, like, old school, I like to use simplistic moves to piss everybody off kind of mentality. I like that. Hey, he's just so good at little subtle psychology like that.
Yeah.
That, I mean, he's the best at it today. I mean, he really is.
Yeah.
This was a phenomenal match. I kind of wonder if the ending was supposed to go down like that or if it was kind of flubbed, because it seems very, very awkward and it just seemed disjointed. Like, nobody really seemed to like have a grasp of what just happened.
I agree with you because like the camera zoomed right in on the countdown.
Yeah. Yeah. I just don't know. I don't know if I don't know if maybe they timed it wrong or if this is legit what was supposed to happen. I don't know. I guess we'll have
I
to
think
wait
they
and
did it
see.
on purpose to be like, did he just beat? Really, just beat Will
Yeah.
Ospreay?
I mean,
Yeah.
those fans were
I
stunned.
think it's a good thing because we as AEW fans are so conditioned that when you hear Justin Roberts start the countdown, we know it's going to be a time limit draw. So
Yeah, telegraphs
maybe
it.
that is intentionally done to sort of and very much successfully subvert our expectations.
I mean, I originally thought that anything other than a time limit draw would have hurt Osprey or MJF. A skosh, not much, but just a little bit. And put a dent in their armor, which I think is too early in this progression. But I was kind of shocked, and I think I think that down the line, I mean, I was stunned about that end. I didn't expect.
Now, where do we go
Everybody
from
was
here?
I don't know.
Where do we go from here? Do they find a way to get this rematch at All In?
Absolutely.
No, I don't think so.
You don't
I
think
think
so?
it's because they've already said that Pac is getting the title shot at All In.
Yeah, but there's no way Pac's beating MJF.
He doesn't need to.
Or Osprey.
And what is Osprey going to do now? Is he not going to have a major match in his home country?
Yeah, that's the thing, right?
Ricochet.
Could they do a 3-way?
I don't know.
I mean, but
I mean, it's either that or here's what I think happens is we get a 4-way with MJF, Pac, Will, and Daniel Garcia.
I don't think Daniel Garcia is coming back anytime soon.
Yeah.
I don't know. I couldn't.
I don't think. I think we're going to see him in a couple months with the new character.
Yeah.
Well, they already teased bringing back the Red Dragon character of him. So,
I mean,
I don't think he's coming back.
I mean, I don't know what you do with Osprey. I think now you're kind of in a really stupid predicament because Swerve is going to go to battle with Danielson, and you're going to need a few weeks to build that up. Because right now, Swerve's engaged with Blood and Guts, and I think once Blood and Guts ends, you kind of matriculate to the Danielson storyline. You start having those battles back and forth, But
I would have liked to see Danielson be part of this Blood and Guts, because then you could intertwine that into the story. But
yeah, I mean, I agree. Yeah,
that would be better than having freaking Max Caster in the match.
Everybody hates Max Caster.
We'll get to that later. But so I just want to say, like, I think what I loved most about this match is like the first 15 minutes, like you could tell what kind of match this was going to be. It went from high flying to technical to grappling to like you had like a mini match within the total match of just the flow of the match. Like I really I thought it would be like a half-hour match. I was shocked that this went an hour, and then my jaw literally dropped.
Yeah.
When Bryce counted that 3, I was like, "Really?" Like, I'm not upset because this is just going to add to MJF's character, which has been great since he came back.
So now Will's going to chase.
Maybe I don't know what the plan is. Like that's what's great is they have so many different ways they can go now. Like you said, they have already set up Pac. Will could easily say, "You hit me with the ring. I want my rematch." I mean, there's quite a few.
Don't forget, we have All Out coming right after too, as well. So that
2 weeks.
Yeah, 2 weeks, September 7th.
So you could easily have a rematch on All Out.
Possibly.
What do you do with Ospreay?
That doesn't make sense to me to not have Will Ospreay having a major match.
That's why I think it's going to be Ricochet. I think it's going to be Ospreay and Ricochet at All In.
Oh,
Well, then that's what
that
you do.
is a hell of a match.
Yeah, like
Then that's what you do with them. That's your storyline. You got.
But the problem with that is, do you want Ricochet losing his first match?
it all depends on if Ricochet actually signs or if he's just here for a cup of tea, pun intended. And
I don't think that's big enough for him for Wembley. I really don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you gotta maybe have Will fight Pac for the right to go to All In against MJF.
That's why I'm kind of wondering if this was a fuck up.
I mean, I can't disagree with you. I think.
Well, he hit him with the ring.
Yeah.
Was he supposed to kick out?
I think
I think it was supposed to be a time limit draw. I think it was supposed to 1, 2, ding, ding, ding as he was coming down for 3.
No, I don't think so.
I don't know, but I mean, either way, I'm not upset that MJF won.
Yeah, I don't think they would script that out because the referee would find a way to just slow it down, looking at the clock.
Well, I do think of that because like Bryce Remsburg was legit like playing the knocked out piece, and then as soon as he got hit with that ring, he popped up like a bunny over to count.
Yeah, because he wanted to get the time to get it right in.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not the best ref. Let's be honest.
I mean, let's.
One annoying thing that kind of pissed me off. Not really, but it kind of pissed me off.
Yeah.
Is Bryce kicked MJF's hand.
All refs do that to heels. Though.
No. But MJF just letting it go. That's not like MJF should have gone right in his face and just like talk some shit.
I'll kill you.
Don't you ever do that again.
I mean, to be fair, he got hip tossed as soon as he let go. He didn't have the chance to get in Bryce's
Yeah,
face.
that was just my little like. Why are they letting
Yeah.
MJF be pushed around by the ref?
I love how they sat there and fought in the crowd for like 5 minutes, and then Will just casually rolls into the ring to break the 10 count.
Caleb says that you have the sexiest voice on Wednesday nights and Saturday nights, Jeremy.
Oh yeah, thank you, Caleb.
Well, speaking of everybody hating Max Caster, he claimed her in the back. They are, of course, with Mark Briscoe. They asked Mr. Briscoe, "Sir, can we be in Blood and Guts?" And he's like, "I have no problem doing that. But I tell you what, you got to ask Swerve." And out comes the champ. By the way, wearing a belt. He's wearing the belt. Damian Priest on Raw 2 times on camera with no belt. Anyways, I digress.
That's a discussion for another time.
Yeah. He Swerve says, "You know what? You go to battle with people that you battled against. You guys are in." So they claim.
I was hoping Swerve like, no. I saw what you said about my buddy Shelton Benjamin.
Get out of here, man.
Let's do a general discussion about this.
I hate it.
Yeah.
Well, I only hate Max Caster. I can't stand him. I don't think he's a great wrestler.
He's the best in the world, he says.
It shocks me that he was able to trademark this. I don't know how no one else contested that.
What, best in the world?
Yeah, he literally trademarked it.
Was it? What did he exactly trademark? Best wrestler in the world?
Yep.
Oh, jeez.
Like I said, I'm fine with Bowens being in the match. I like Bowens. I think he's infinitely better than Caster. But I mean, story-wise, it makes sense.
Yeah.
I just don't care.
They're
Hopefully
trying. Go ahead.
Hopefully, Caster takes the pin, or gives up.
Joe is going to be sitting there watching Blood and Guts, and he's going to get so giddy if Caster gets like busted open with a chain or something.
Yeah.
We're going to see him on Dynamite After Dark next week, and he's just going to be like grinning like a Cheshire cat.
All
right.
I'm going to have a great week next week because we got Blood and Guts, which looks like a great match. And then I'm going to see Yeah, and then I'm going to
We
see.
need a new. We're gonna have to bring in Jeremy to host next week.
The JFD is gonna be at Blood and Guts.
Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah,
Yes.
like I said, like Wednesday night we got Blood and Guts, and then Thursday at 3 p.m. I'm seeing Deadpool and Wolverine.
Nice.
Can't wait to see that movie.
Excellent.
Yeah, so I think it makes sense to me that they're trying like hell to elevate these guys. I don't think it's working.
No,
but
No.
They've
They're
had their
done.
15 minutes.
They're just done, man. The scissor me thing's done, and just
I feel sad for all those fools who got the Sesame shirts.
Oh God, man. Well, when I went to Dynamite last year, there were only like 2 or 3 shirts for sale, and that was like the big one they were pushing.
Yeah,
I mean, that was like almost the only choice.
Speaking of 15 minutes of fame, did you guys see the Hot Tua girl?
I don't even know what this is about. Give me a rundown here.
Okay, so the Hot Tua girl, she says spit on. She's like spit on that.
Let's set it up. So like a month ago, you know how there's guys who go around the street late at night asking just crazy sexual questions.
Yeah.
Well, this guy asked the Hawk Tua girl, like, what is the one move that you can do that will ensure that a man enjoys it? And she said, you got to Hawk Tua spit on that thing. That's it.
And it was going everywhere.
And it went viral, like crazy viral.
Now, Joe, you didn't make it sound cute enough.
Like
she was like, "Oh, you got to give him that hot spit on that thing."
Yes, that's. Oh.
This was in Nashville, JFB. This was on Broadway.
Oh my God.
Tiffany says, "I like that chick. She's cool as AF."
I mean, I'm just gonna say this: the quality of people that are in downtown Nashville on Broadway, unless you work on Broadway, the class of people that are on the street of Broadway are in no way indicative of the great people the city of Nashville.
I've been there, my man.
Especially at probably like 2 a.m. when he was conducting this interview.
So the reason I brought her up,
Yeah,
was she said, well, people are saying I got my 15 minutes of fame, so I'm going to use this time. I've got only a few minutes left, so I'm going to use it, do good in this world. She went to PetSmart, and she just bought a shitload of food.
Okay, that was her.
That's her, yeah.
And so she made a big deal, and just like, and it's just like, if you're going to get some elevation, do good in this world.
Yeah.
She seems like a sweetheart, to be fair. Yeah. Like a sweet Southern belle type.
Yeah.
With a little dark side, that's all.
Yeah.
Yeah, she got offered a Playboy shoot, and she turned it down.
Wow.
I saw her on TMZ
I didn't even
the
know
other
Playboy
day.
still did stuff. Like, I just thought
They do the online stuff. They don't.
Did you see her on TMZ the other day? Some reporter kept following her and was talking to her, and they're like, what's the weirdest thing you've been getting DM'd? And she's like, oh, I'm getting tons of messages for feet pics. Like, quit asking for my feet, y'all.
Yeah, she posted a picture with Shaq. She's like, I just found out he's a basketball player. I thought he was a football player.
Oh my God. All I gotta say is if Playboy pays me enough, they offer me a big sum, I'll do it.
Hey,
frontal, no problem at all.
Shawn Michaels did Playgirl. JFB.
Yeah, you got to do Playboy. You got to do Playgirl.
I'll do
Well, you all know
what the belt
Playgirl-
shots,
Time out. You know what Playgirl is for, right?
Gay man.
It's not for girls. It's for
It's
gay
for
guys.
Dallas.
Yeah, it would be what Dallas would want. Because
that makes sense because that was what Brett's promo was.
Yeah.
Well, even then, after that, even Triple H is giving Shawn a hard time, and he was like, "I thought it was for girls."
Yeah, so that was Brett's thing. He was making fun of him. He was like, for the
Hey, I mean, if Dally wants to pay enough,
It's the only gay person you know.
Yeah.
What did he say? Dallas.
The only one we know that's cool enough for us to joke around with him.
Yes.
So we go and come back from commercial, and look who's in the ring but Big Bill and the Bad Apple. And out comes Jericho. He is trashing on Little Rock. Now, don't get me wrong. I've only been to Little Rock once. I will never, ever go back again. The crime there is absolutely nightmarish.
Hold on.
Wow.
Do they have
Can
an
we talk
opioid
about
problem?
something?
Do they have a what?
Opioid problem?
Probably.
Oh, yeah. That or meth.
Can I bring up, like, this is a gripe that I have. Why is on such a momentous episode of AEW, 250 episodes?
Yep.
Are they in Little Rock, Arkansas?
Yeah, I think someone flubbed it. Someone flubbed it.
Like that should this is the episode that should have been in Chicago or somewhere on the East Coast where there's just Jacksonville
Yeah.
or
I mean, but that crowd was not bad. That crowd was hot.
for most parts, except for freaking Suzuki's entrance. They don't know the words to the song. They should all just be ashamed of themselves.
Shame on you.
Suzuki-san.
We'll get to that because he,
Oh, look at other Japanese fans. Oh, good to see you. Konnichiwa. I missed you.
Thank you for the compliment. I appreciate it.
You know, like I love them coming on. So like when they show up, I just please enjoy them.
Right there, right in the cockles. He promises he's going to be on until episode 500. I felt Suzuki comes out because he's like, I've taken out Shibata, I've taken out Joe, I've taken out Hook. Who else wants a piece of me? As in his words, is we have to stop. People are getting hurt. Out comes Suzuki with a piece of paper in his hand. You know it's going to be a contract and a stipulation. Next week we have a match. It is going to be Suzuki versus Jericho for the FTW Championship.
And the rest of the learning tree is banned from ringside.
Yes.
I'll say real quick before we move on.
Yeah.
I am surprised that Suzuki's entrance still has the NJPW seal because he's not affiliated with New Japan at the moment. He's not under contract with them.
I think it's a lot. I think they're allowing it only because he's so associated. I mean, it's like Jushin Thunder Liger doesn't wrestle in New Japan anymore. He's retired. But if he was to come out of retirement and wrestle in AEW, let him use the music.
Yeah, he's a legend.
Yeah. And that's Suzuki is basically that. I mean, he's a legend of MMA, pancrase, and wrestling. So,
I'm just surprised they're still throwing up the New Japan seal. That's all.
Oh, I am too.
And then as he's leaving the ring, he goes, "Hi guys."
Yeah. Hi guys.
Have you all ever seen any of Minoru Suzuki's like shoot fights?
Oh, they're vicious.
Like if you watch some of his early '90s pancrase fights, like he fought Ken Shamrock and beat the ever loving shit out of him. Yeah, he beat Ken Shamrock
in Ken Shamrock's heyday.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, in pancrase, it preceded the UFC, I believe, by a couple of years. That fight did, but yeah, he put a beating on Ken Shamrock.
Speaking of UFC, did you all watch UFC in the 90s when there was no weight classes?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Like I remember this like big boy coming out just dropping elbows on this skinny guy. And then the next fight you have Hoist Gracie just choking everybody out and not letting go of chokes.
Well, this is back when you could like punch someone in the balls and it was fine.
Yeah, this is like when it was legit like blood sport.
Yeah.
It was wild, man.
Cockfighting, I say. Human cockfighting. The Elite are in the back. Matthew and Nicholas Jackson with Okada. Giving their commentary on the Acclaim, blah, blah, blah. We're going to bring all the gold. Then Monet comes in. Can we just do us a favor and just get her in the thing? Get her in the faction. Because this whole flirting around bullshit is stupid. But Okada sweating.
Yeah, he gets her. They ask her, "Can you do the CEO dance?" She does it. And he's just sweating. He's like, oh my goodness.
He's like this. He's like, woo!
He's got that midnight fever, that little.
Yeah.
This was straight up a WWE backstage segment.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what this was.
But it pays off well. I think they do it better than WWE does it. It was brilliant.
Yeah.
I loved it. I love seeing
It was funny. Yeah, I thought it was funny.
Okada not being Okada in Japan.
Yeah.
I love it.
I love how they're using Okada.
I think that's what's so great is you're seeing a different side of Okada that you've literally never seen before.
Yeah.
Because you didn't see this in TNA in the early 2000s.
Yeah.
You didn't see this in New Japan.
Didn't they have him as some kind of like
like
Kato
Green
from
Hornet
Green Hornet ripoff?
Yep.
Yeah.
What was he?
When Okada went on his excursion to TNA, they made him a Green Hornet ripoff.
You know, Kato.
Oh, I remember this.
The
That's why he
sidekick
was
of
like,
the Green
I will
Hornet.
never go back to TNA.
Yeah, he said he hates
Speaking of
TNA.
TNA, a little side hustle here. So Moose goes, WWE's relationship with TNA is greater than AEW's relationship with TNA.
Who said that?
Moose.
It's not wrong.
And I'm like, are you kidding me? They're sending their their no name wrestlers over to TNA.
Yeah.
And AEW is sending Kenny Omega.
Yeah.
Christian Cage.
Yeah.
But I see it from his perspective because they're getting to go get the spotlight in WWE.
Yeah.
And like I replied earlier, it's all well and good until TNA is crying because NXT has signed all of their talent.
Yes. There's no way that WWE is not trying to get Joe Hendry.
Oh, yeah.
They want him.
Do you really think it's a coincidence that right after Jordan Grace had her match in WWE that all of a sudden she's amended her contract to get out of it in January of 2025?
Yeah.
No.
She's salivating at the E.
Yeah. I'd say they'll probably have some kind of reciprocity deal like they had with they kind of had a deal like that with Heyman and ECW back in the day. They invested $1 million into ECW, and as a result they got like first dibs on some contracts. So I think that's probably what they're doing here. There's some reciprocity where
No, this is just WWE tampering with contracts.
we'll prop you up.
I don't think this will end well for TNA.
No.
Some talent.
We go to our second match.
Tiffany says they will send all across the board. Eventually, she's the glasses half full girl.
Yeah.
She's very positive.
She's the optimist. We're the realists.
We're not being negative. We're just being
John
realistic.
Cena's going to show up on Impact.
That's where he does his retirement match.
Would that be great?
And you know what? Legitimately, nobody will see him because how many people watch TNA?
That is true. No one sees John Cena. This is why he retires there.
Less than 100,000.
Liam. I think Liam's the only one of like this whole channel that watches
So
TNA.
TNA is getting the big celebration from like people like Eric Bischoff because they sold 4,000 seats at Slammiversary.
Yeah.
Like, really? This is what you're
That's a
celebrating?
pay-per-view. That's not good.
But they sold out, I guess.
I mean, we might see AJ Styles at Slammiversary.
That's what they're talking
and
about.
5 people. Like, people make fun of AEW's viewership. TNA's even worse.
Yeah. And why was it a good idea to get rid of Scott D'Amore? I have no idea.
We all know why he got fired.
Terrible.
He wanted to buy TNA, and they were like, nah, get out of here. Be gone.
I heard that he wanted to buy TNA after they had already let him know that they wanted to go a different direction.
Oh, was that the case then?
I'd read that, yeah.
Well, yeah, they didn't like that he was shooting for the fences with all these shots, right? And they didn't want the money spent. I'm like, listen, you gotta simmer down there, Scotty boy.
TNA is just like ROH. They are literally just a property a TV channel has to fill air. Yeah. That's it.
That's why Access TV bought them. Yeah. Anthem bought them literally for that reason, just to put on. They bought TNA and then kicked New Japan off.
Yeah.
And then they brought New Japan back a couple years later, but like that's what they did. They're like, we could just put on our own show cheaper. Well, there we go.
There you go. Second match, Mercedes Moné versus Nyla Rose. There's a couple of my notes. Check out the champ coming out first in this match is a reminder that Mercedes Moné is not as over as everybody thinks she is. I mean, they still have to constantly.
I don't know. I just don't think they care enough to do that old school way anymore.
Nah. I think it's just a way of saying, oh, yeah, by the way, our TNT champion is Mercedes Moné. It was a really good match. I enjoyed it, and I think it's Mercedes Moné's best match in the last few years, easily. I thought Nyla Rose looked like a beast, like she should.
You think it was better than that Vacker match?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
Sasha or Mercedes Moné is walking out. She sees the sign. She tears it up. It's a person in a Sting mask, which makes you think, oh, my God, it's Britt Baker. And sure enough, holy crap, it's Britt Baker. So she goes after her. She saw Mercedes runs.
Can I interrupt you really quickly?
Yeah.
So MJF tweets, Ospreay's title reign has been caught and compromised to a permanent end. America has a real champion now. Easy win. Thank me later.
Oh,
easy win. Okay.
This is why MJF is one of the greatest.
Easy win. I love that.
You should reply. Do you still have the oxygen mask on?
I love that, the oxygen mask at the end. I forgot to mention that, but that was so funny.
That's a great heel move. Just like,
oh, it is.
Holding the title up with the oxygen mask on.
He's just like, he's just like Maxwell, Jacob, Freeman.
do you think that's an MJF idea?
Yeah.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Because right now he's got to make dick moves, and that was one of them.
He did that with Daniel Bryan.
He did,
Bryan
yeah. He did that with
did.
Daniel Bryan too. I mean, we're talking two of the greatest Iron Man matches of all time are these two matches. But let's get to Mercedes Moné.
Yeah, back before I interrupted you.
So as Mercedes Moné is going this way to escape, Britt Baker's going to meet her at the middle, and then all of a sudden, security comes in and breaks them up. Now, here's the thing. They weren't coming at each other to fight. Mercedes Moné was running for her life. Britt Baker was chasing her. And the security guards made it seem like they're going to kill each other. It was the most awkward thing I've ever seen in my entire life. It made absolutely no sense whatsoever.
I mean, sure.
They needed to let them get closer to each other.
I mean, it's either one of two things. Like, you could always go with the headcanon of the Elite sent them out to make sure Britt Baker doesn't get to her.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what they're going to do. Yeah.
Honestly, like, they should have what should have happened is they should have had Mercedes run up the ramp to the back, have Britt follow her, and that's where security stops because you're banned from backstage.
Yeah. It makes more sense. Cannon, draw your thoughts on this match.
There was the one really good move by Nyla, and Mercedes Moné sold it really good. She was hanging on the ropes. Nyla jumped off and just nailed her. She did like a flip or something. It looked devastating, and I was like, "Whoa, yeah, that looked good."
Yeah.
This was a good match, and I did like that, the hand gesture, putting on the glove,
Yeah.
and then getting her hands bit. Like, that was those little things. Good match.
Mr. Isaacs.
Yeah, this was a very solid match. I joked in the chat, this is Nyla Rose's annual appearance on Dynamite, the job to somebody.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of her thing now. She shows up like once a year and loses. But yeah, this was a solid match. What's that?
And then she goes back to ROH.
She goes back to ROH, which, you know, the same amount of people watch that as watch TNA. But but yeah, it been a while.
Tony did say it's on the table in this TV deal.
That's interesting.
Make Friday night ROH.
I can see that. That would be kind of cool.
Get rid of Rampage.
Cool. I'd like to see it, but it was a solid match. I mean, it was good to see. In all seriousness, it was good to see a good, solid Nyla Rose match because it'd been a long time since I'd seen a good match from her.
Yeah.
And but this was a really good one. I enjoyed it. I think it's funny now that anytime there's an unknown assailant in AEW now, they have to be dressed in some kind of Sting garb. Like,
Yes, that's
I like it.
like
it always has to
Brett
be
looked like a little kid.
Yeah.
She was so short.
Joe.
Yeah, like this is a good match, but I just want to speak to this whole show. I just want to give props to commentary. Like they were on their A game tonight. Like explaining things, just going back and forth. Like I miss Taz on commentary. I'm so glad he was here tonight.
Yeah.
The last 2 weeks he hasn't been there because of stupid Jericho BS. But like I like what Canada Dry said, like the glove where she put it on and then she gets her fingers bit, and the commentary is like, well, she doesn't know how to do it. She's not a dentist. She doesn't know how to apply pressure.
She doesn't know how to do it. She's not a dentist.
Like, I just, the details they added in the matches tonight just was really good, and I like it. Just made everything better.
I like in the MJF match when MJF gets put in a garbage can and Taz goes, "Garbage can Jones over here."
We got a video last week with Mariah May. Then we go to a video with Jack Perry backstage. He calls out Darby, and then I guess it's the in thing to beat the shit out of Brandon Cutler. So we're gonna have a raffle at the end of the month, and the winner receives the ability to beat the living crap
out of Brandon Cutler.
Hell yeah!
The only thing is you got to one up it.
Yeah,
you got to escalate the beat down.
I mean, run him over with a car because I don't think anybody's been hit by a car in a while.
I absolutely loved this segment.
Yeah,
because it's like it makes Jack Perry look like such a badass.
Yeah,
like I don't get like he's like the evil leader in a movie or whatever. It's like, you think I care about my own guys? Shoots him in the head.
He just
I don't talk about my own guys.
He feels like the evil little brother that just gets away with everything.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna
just beating the shit out of your own guy. I love that.
Like he looks like a badass tough bully in 7th grade.
Yes.
like I don't buy Jack Perry as a tough guy. Like
you don't try and down my guy because you're worried that my guy's passing your guy by leaps and bounds.
I don't see him as a tough guy. I don't.
He in the Christmas Story, he's the little bully. He's the little bully pal to Scott Farkas.
So we all have guys. He's got who do you got, EVP Joe?
Daniel Garcia.
And your woman is? Did you pick a woman?
I did, and I don't remember who I said. Oh, I said Willow, which is looking pretty good because she's this CMLL.
And he's got Tiffany Stratton and Austin Theory. I got Markova and Jack Perry. So the almighty JP, who are you picking?
What's this for again?
Okay, so it's just we're gonna keep track of their careers, and we're gonna see whose guy is a bigger star at the end.
Okay.
Like 5 years from now.
Yeah.
Oh, 5 years from now? I'm going to take Darby Allin, provided he's still alive in 5 years. I'm going to go.
Is he going to be walking 5 years from now?
Like probably not, but you know. For my female, Roxanne Perez.
I can't believe you didn't take Mariah May.
I thought for sure you were taking Mariah.
I thought he was taking May.
Well, you know what? Honestly, Roxanne is a good shout.
Yeah.
In about 5 years, she's going to be running that main roster over in WWE.
I mean, when she was Roxy in Ring of Honor, I was in love. I was like, she is going to be something completely 100% amazing.
Like, I say this full well that, yes, I'm married, but Roxanne
Yeah.
gives me like that girl next door vibe.
Yeah.
Is your wife around?
No, she's sleeping.
you're like I can say this. She doesn't watch the show, so
Speaking
Like
of
I
Mariah,
I say this acknowledging that I'm married. I'm allowed to say things. It's okay.
okay. So write down your people so you don't forget, JFB.
okay, I'll write it down. So
Roxanne's a good pick, though.
speaking of Mariah May, we get Tony Storm's music, and for a second there, I'm like, wait, why is she showing up for the Mariah May parade? And it's not. It's Mariah May dressed like Tony Storm. She goes and she takes her time. And Tony Schiavone called her a bitch.
And Taz was like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa! Let's be professional."
Start talking, bitch.
I have
So sorry, I'm just so mad.
I have never felt so uncomfortable and so violated than hearing Tony Schiavone calling Mariah May a bitch and with that high pitched voice of his. And I'm just like, I feel dirty. I feel dirty because number one, I consider myself to be a feminist, but I found myself laughing my ass off with Tony Schiavone because he's taken a different turn. This is not the Tony Schiavone from the first couple years of Dynamite at all. You know,
He's getting grumpy.
he's
I
getting.
like it.
He's been hanging out with good old JR for too long.
It's like
He's
he's getting
like
ready to
the
take
JR,
over
he's getting
JR's
grumpy.
role,
I mean,
okay?
next thing you know, he's going to be bitching about the Jello at the hotel that Tony Khan booked him at.
I remember when we were at the collision taping or collision show in Vancouver here.
Yeah.
Is he gets on the mic and he's like in between commercials, he's like, "Guys, you gotta forgive Ric Flair. He's old as fuck."
Oh,
That's what I had to look forward to.
can we talk
Mariah
about Flair
May.
for a second?
Sure.
Like, did you all see this ridiculous social media post from him today where he's bitching
Yes,
that
this is ridiculous.
he's
I
not
wanted to make a
considered in the
poll in our
100
AFL.
top athletes of ESPN, and he was like legit mad about it.
Yeah.
Like,
wanted
really,
to-
dude?
I wanted to make a post in our All F and Wrestling Facebook group. Is Ric Flair a top 100 athlete, a top 100 athlete in wrestling, or not a top 100 athlete? But I forgot.
So is this over the last like how long?
Like, ever. Like, in the history of professional sports. He says
Like
he thinks
even
he should
in
be in the
wrestling,
top
I don't
10.
think he's that great of an athlete.
Back in the day, he was like he used to.
I don't know. Like
He used to routinely go out there and do hour-long matches. You have to be an athlete to be able to do that.
I don't think it's some of the wrestlers. I think more of as athletes than him.
Oh,
But are you really going to put Ric Flair side by side with fucking Deion Sanders?
not a fan.
A guy who was a professional in both baseball and football. I mean,
Or
come
Bo
on.
Jackson for that, man.
Bo Jackson, that's another one.
Better than Bo Jackson, damn
I
it.
mean, Wayne Gretzky or Ric Flair.
Look, there's a reason why whoever wins the decathlon is always called the best athlete in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah. Guys, we got Usain Bolt and Ric Flair.
Okay, how about they race and then they wrestle for the.
We
I'll
got
even
Michael
throw-
Phelps.
Michael
Ric
Phelps.
Flair.
I feel like Mr. Perfect should be in there. He did all the.
I mean, how about Simone Biles? You know, only like the most winningest woman in freaking gymnastics.
Simone Biles, Ric Flair.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't see a difference between Flair and any of these people. Clearly.
Somebody goes, I think he's been drinking way too many Woo energy drinks.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's put him against one of the top soccer players in the world versus Ric Flair.
But I can't even say his name.
Muhammad Ali, Ric Flair.
Yeah.
Mike Tyson.
Like, it's just so funny.
That's ridiculous.
But it's even funnier now at his age.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Like, you could almost make an argument for it back in the days and like make the early 90s, the late 80s. Like,
Yeah.
well,
70s.
you can make some argument for it. But now it's just like this withered up old man trying to like, say, please let me be a top star.
I've been like, sir, last time you stepped into the ring, you almost died of a heart attack. Okay. Well,
He's the weirdest crybaby in the world. Like, I don't know what has happened to this man over the past few years.
He watched his fortune and his many, many wives all disappear.
Well, that's what happens when you get married 15 times.
What does he have more, titles or wives?
Probably wives. Yeah.
I will find it like what I do find interesting is like all this talk of John Cena breaking the 16-time champ record.
Yeah.
You see through in there that he's actually a 22-time world champion.
Yeah.
Oh, he's not breaking my record.
Flair's got to up it to like the uncredited house show wins and shit like that.
Yeah.
Smaller freaking federations that the WWE doesn't recognize.
Yep.
So Mariah May comes out and cuts probably the single greatest heel promo from a woman in forever. Talked about how Tony never saw it coming, but we all did. Her greatest performance is going to be at All In. Canada Dry.
Like Mariah, like I love how this all played out.
Yeah.
She started out as like a nobody.
Yep.
And she was losing matches.
Yep.
And Tony Stark's like, "Don't worry, you're gonna win one. You're gonna win one." And then she just JB all like mad, like, "Why are they doing this to Mariah May?" But,
dude, he was cursing to me.
Yeah, I was like, "Man, this is bullshit."
I did say that. I take it all back.
And I even said, "No, Gibby, it's a bill. Don't worry, it's going somewhere." You're like, "I don't know."
Don't take my stardom women and do this bullshit.
Yeah, exactly.
Like real quick before that, but speaking of Mariah May, you know who kind of had a hand in her coming to AEW?
Tony Storm.
Well, Bryan Danielson as well, because he was talking to Tony Khan like on a plane ride or something about just talking about wrestling, and he brought up the name of Mariah May, and he's like, "Yeah, I know," and I think it was just how it all went from there.
Let's bring her in.
Strange things happen on private jets, my friends. One day you might become a professional wrestler for AEW.
Yeah, you see those bastards on the All Effing Wrestling show? Let's bring them in.
I gotta say this. I mean, me and Canada Dry, we travel with Tony Khan all the time. I'm mentioning Caleb. I'm gonna be like, you know who you're missing out on? Caleb.
PCB.
Yeah. Next thing you know, he's gonna be all elite. Mr. Isaacs, your thoughts?
Yeah, I thought this was a fantastic promo. This girl's an absolute star. Like, she looks amazing. She cuts an amazing promo. She's very good in the ring. I mean, A+, fantastic. And when she like laid down on the mat at the very end of the promo and the black and white went over, what a visual! What a stunningly gorgeous visual, I may say.
Joe.
I love this promo. Like, just the way she presented herself. Like, she was leaning on the ropes and just had this, like, 1,000-yard stare.
Yeah.
Like, it was creepy but awesome at the same time.
Yep.
And, like, I don't really have anything else to say. Like, I just sat there and watched. And, like, I absolutely loved the whole writhing on the mat. That was awesome. You know, I'm a guy. So.
Okay, really quickly, our flower shop item today.
Yes.
Is going to be your favorite barbecue item.
Okay.
Favorite thing at the barbecue.
Okay.
So you can see how much of this barbecue
I don't even know if I can answer that question. There's too much.
Let's go to our third match. It's the main event. 3 matches, guys. 3 matches. That was it.
3 banger matches, though.
Yeah.
I
Okada.
only managed to fill an hour of this. That's so good.
Yeah. Okada. Swerve. You talk about the bloated roster of AEW, and it's pretty bloated. But you aren't going to get the matches and the matchups in WWE New Japan, CMLL, which, by the way, congratulations to Willow Nightingale. She is the new CMLL women's heavyweight champion. Congratulations to her. But you look at the dearth of talent in WWE, and they're not making these dream matches. One of the greatest wrestlers that have come out of Japan, taking on probably one of the best champions in AEW that AEW has ever had. And they're just giving it to us for free. And the WWE guys are going to be like, oh, they gave away 2 pay-per-view matches for free because they're so desperate for ratings. That's not the case. You have this talent. Why not use it? So to those WWE people, float away, my friend. Float away. Find another light to be a moth. It's amazing back and forth. I love Okada. Instead of doing this, Okada goes like this.
I love that.
Okada is a master of the drop kick. If you want to learn how to do a drop kick, Mariah May and Kazuchika Okada,
The best.
drop kicks in the world, in the universe.
You know who's coming close? Colton Gunn is coming close to having a fantastic
Yes.
drop kick.
He must be standing under the learning tree of Okada.
Yeah. We get shenanigans at the end. Of course, you know what's going to happen. Everybody from each side of Blood and Guts are going to get in that ring and beat the living hell out of each other. Darby Allin shows up. Hangman Page and Swerve went nose to nose. They went into the crowd.
No, they didn't. They were going to, but then Okada grabbed Swerve out of the ring.
Okay, I take that back. So
can't let them touch just yet.
You can't. It was a smart move by Tony Khan. It paid off very well. We basically get Darby Allin. I mean, they never said he was the 5th guy, but we know he's the 5th.
Yeah, he came down with the stinger style.
Yeah,
from the rafters.
Which still to this day makes me cringe because of Owen.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it, but thank God they didn't do this.
Well, the only reason it makes you cringe is because Vince used the freaking sailboat thingy. Like, I'm sure they're putting all safety into this.
Yeah, I'm sure Tony Khan isn't taking the cheap way out.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure he's not. Yeah, he didn't go to Harness R Us.
So let me go first on this.
Yeah, go first.
So what this match is not given away for free. So I've been going to the grocery store at lunchtime with my coworker.
Yeah.
And to our surprise, in the bakery, they got samples of pie.
Yeah.
They got pecan pie samples. They got like blueberry pie, and we're just up like, oh my goodness! They give it like it's a half a piece of pie. We're like, take 2 pieces, you got a whole pie, right? So we're just sampling away. Like, this is good freaking pie. And that's what this match was. It was a sampler.
Yeah.
Because it had the shenanigans at the end. It just gave you a kind of wet your whistle. What could happen down the road?
Yeah.
And that's all this was.
Yeah.
But it was really good. They're technical. Like, I enjoyed watching them go together. Like, they're making beautiful music together.
Yeah.
And the schmoz at the end, just a typical, I guess, ending of a wrestling show, really.
A typical go home ending.
Yeah.
NWO.
Yeah.
We're running out of time. Stick by in Collision to figure out what happened.
Let's go to the expert.
Yeah, I thought this was a really good match. To Mr. Draw's point here, yeah, it was kind of an appetizer, kind of a teaser. You know, like I knew straight up that this was going to end this way. Anybody that's watched wrestling long enough knows that the week before you have a big faction versus faction match, you have them all come out and rush the ring at the end of the show. That's just what you do. So I knew this is how it was going to end. I figured it was going to be a disqualification and that Swerve was going to win. I did not think that they were going to have Okada get pinned because I think they're still protecting Okada here.
Yeah.
So a disqualification makes him still maintain his strength and solidarity, and he can still take the loss and not be harmed from it. So I think down the road they might be building another rematch at some point. Yeah, I thought it was funny. Darby comes out and Schiavone's like, "It's Darby," you know, like he's gonna start doing the Sting shtick for Darby Allin now.
Oh God.
Do you think we'll get Crow Darby Allin eventually?
Probably. I wouldn't doubt it if Darby just started kind of morphing into Sting.
Yeah.
Which I honestly wouldn't be opposed to. I think it'd be kind of cool, honestly.
Yeah.
But this was a cool way to end it. I am a little perplexed that they had Hangman come out like a baby face. Like he came out to music with Swerve staring him down. And like just the way that he came out, it's almost like he was presented as the baby face here, but he's not. That was kind of strange, but
it's part of his delusional character.
Yeah.
He thinks he's the hero of his story.
Yep.
But when he comes out next
fair,
week, if he's back to wearing like My Little Pony shit or something, we'll know.
I don't think he's badass enough. He's got glitter on his freaking tights.
He's back to the old Hangman Adam Page.
Yeah.
But it was a good finish. I liked it.
All right, Joe.
Yeah, it was another great match, and I agree with Mr. Isaacs and Canada Dry. Like this was just a teaser, but AEW, at least for me, has ways of giving you a match you want, but leaving it to where there's still enough meat on the bone to where I have no problem seeing this match again.
Yeah.
Even if there had been a pin, like you could tell, like these guys were not in fifth gear for this match, like we've seen with like Will and Swerve.
Yeah.
And we still haven't even seen 5-star Okada in AEW yet.
Mm-mm.
So
Not yet. And to be honest with you, I don't think we're gonna. I think that the 5-star Okada that we're expecting is not the 5-star Okada that we're getting, because truth of the matter is, he is wrestling smarter and he's wrestling at a different pace because he's up there in years. This guy is not in his
right, yeah,
early
and he carried New Japan for a decade.
Yeah, yeah.
And honestly, like I'm just loving the character that Okada is right now.
Yeah.
It's when he turns babyface is when he's going to start having the 5-star quality matches again.
Yeah.
So it's time for the flower shop.
Yep.
And JFB, we should have talked this last week. You're going first.
Favorite match was the first match, MJF versus Will Ospreay. I mean, this was solidified that, because here's the thing. I know that everybody's putting the money on Swerve and Ospreay, but I think the rivalry between MJF and Ospreay is right. It could be as big or even bigger than Rock versus Austin. That's where your money is, Tony Khan. I know you watch. That is where the money's at. Favorite segment, Mariah May. Come on. I mean, it was just the most unbelievable thing in the world. She is a superstar. And I'm going to give this 5 bells. I mean, I kind of want to go and break the 5-bell barrier. But I'm going to wait because I think All In is going to be that payoff where I'm going to be like 5.5. My favorite barbecue item, my father makes a brisket that it would make you cry. Like you would weep. It is the most amazing brisket. Great char, good smoke ring.
JFB, stop. It's midnight almost, but you're making me hungry.
So there we go. That's my barbecue item. Let's go reverse order. Joe.
I mean, we're wearing the same color shirt. It's basically the same thing. MJF, Will Ospreay is my match of the night. Mariah May is my segment of the night. And yeah, I'm giving this 5 stars. Absolutely. I have nothing to complain about this show. Absolutely nothing. And then My
$5 foot.
No.
just for a little variety, like you can't go to a barbecue or a cookout without like a good macaroni and cheese.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm not talking about like Kraft in a box.
Oh no,
That's
no, no.
good, but not
No,
for a
no.
barbecue. Like, I want it in a freaking tin pan with breadcrumb on top that's been toasted, where
With melted cheese.
where
on
you
top.
pull it and you get that cheese pull.
And it's all creamy. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. All right,
We gotta stop. I'm getting hungry.
Mr. Isaacs.
Yeah, I mean, you guys pretty much said it best. The opening match, by far the best match of the night. The Mariah May segment was the segment of the night. And I'm going to give this my highest rating ever. I'm going to give it 5 bells.
Oh shit!
I am. And my barbecue item is going to be a big fat grilled cheeseburger with toasted / grilled buns.
Ooh.
And caramelize some onions. Chop up some onions, put it on there on a piece of foil.
Cook them in a little bit of bourbon.
Let it get nice and cooked. Yeah, you could put a little bourbon barbecue sauce on it. That's really good. Yeah. And have you a good old grilled cheeseburger. That's my favorite.
Hell yeah. All right, Canada Dry.
I'm just enjoying the laser show. Sorry. So yeah, ditto with you guys. MJF, Ospreay,
Mariah May.
But I'm going to Bob Barker the fuck out of JFB here.
Oh.
5.1.
5.1. Oh my God, we
come on.
He Meltzered it. He Meltzered it.
Are we doing this Meltzer shit now? We're gonna
no. He's so for the last 2 weeks he's Bob Barkered my freaking score.
Yeah, no.
Oh yeah.
So I'm just like getting even. That's all this is about.
It's just getting even.
What's your barbecue item?
Yeah,
my barbecue item is the world's best potato salad. Now, my mother, when she makes this potato salad, it doesn't matter if we got wings, if we got ribs. It doesn't matter if there's burgers, whatever. It's all plays second fiddle to that potato salad. Like if you tasted this potato salad, you'd be like, holy! Like, if we were to take these ingredients and market it and call it Grandma Barb's potato salad, we would make millions.
Wow.
That's how good this stuff is.
Damn.
Well, before we go on, our average for the week is 5.025.
Yeah.
Our highest rating ever. I don't think we'll ever pass this.
No.
Canada Meltzer here. Next week's going to be 7.
Hey, I had
bells.
revenge on my mind. That's all it was about.
This is just the first time we've ever had 5s across the board.
Yeah.
Ever.
If they ever do Dynamite in the Tokyo Dome,
yeah,
it's going to be 7 or 8 bells.
Tiffany Trim wants to know if you can cook for her, Mr. Isaacs.
Sure, why not?
What would you cook her?
I guess the burger I was talking about. I think that's what she was talking about.
On your burger?
What's that?
What kind of cheese are you putting on your burger?
Usually sharp cheddar.
Ooh.
I like
the Monterey Jack. That's
or a
good.
Monterey Jack. That's good too.
It melts really nicely.
Yeah.
Best burger I ever had was the Shit Dive in Minnesota. I had my first Juicy Lucy. It had 4 cheeses in the middle.
Oh,
Monterey Jack, cheddar, some
provolone.
Whatever. That just
provolone would be good in that.
So I was talking to my buddy Justin the other day, and he was saying, I ran out of bread. But I noticed that I had some waffles in the freezer. So I decided to make a grilled cheese with waffles.
Oh, all right.
And he was like, it was freaking delicious.
Oh, I can see that.
It's basically the same thing. I mean,
yeah.
Little thicker, little thinner, just a different shape.
Yeah.
He's
you're talking to a guy who loves chicken and waffles.
Oh, yes. Me too.
I mean, there's people who make cheeseburgers out of donuts. I mean,
yeah.
Nashville chicken and waffles is amazing.
Yep.
Nashville
No,
hot.
I've never had chicken and waffles since I'm from Canada. It's not available anywhere.
Really?
All it is.
It's not a
It's
Canadian
fried
thing.
chicken
Fried
and
chicken and
waffles.
waffles with syrup.
Yeah.
Well, you gotta pretty much go out of your way to make it at home. You can't
Yeah.
go buy it at a restaurant.
Yeah, the place I go to get my chicken and waffles does it with sweet potato for the waffle.
Mm,
Ooh.
So it's a sweet potato and a waffle mixed together.
good grief. That sounds terrific.
This has been what do you call cooking with JFB, Mr. Isaacs.
This is AFW presents Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives. For stealing that from the Food Network.
And if you guys want the recipe for this, you guys gotta check out Knowledge is Power.
Knowledge is power.
With Kevin Nash in the end there.
Oh,
Knowledge
you
is
got the
power.
Kevin Nash one. Nice.
All right, guys, that's the end of the show. I want to get in touch with us, want to buy all the merch and stuff that we got. All the links are down below. Just click away, and you'll end up in AFW land. You'll end up at prowrestlingtees.com/Evan Wrestling. It doesn't matter. You're going to end up, and you're going to interact with us, and you're going to love us, and we're going to love you, and the world will be a better place because of all the love. So on behalf of Canada Dry, on behalf of Mr. Isaacs, on behalf of GM Joe, I am the JFB.
And remember, sometimes life kicks you in the butt and you land flat on your ass. And it's okay to be down. It's not okay to stay down. You got to brush yourself up, pick yourself up, raise your fists in the air, stick the devil in a sharpshooter, and just keep fighting.
This has been an effing worldwide media production. You can find us on all social media platforms like Facebook, Twitter, and others. Head over to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/effing wrestling. And while you're there, click like and subscribe. Want some swag? Head to our store at prowrestlingtees.com/effing wrestling. You can find all these links and much more at our awesome website, effingwrestling.com. As the JFB always says, you can book it.